Hello, hello, hello. Thank y'all for tuning in to Sassy T Sunday at 6. Co-host, are you there? Can you hear me? You think she can hear me? Today's Sassy T show, January 25th, 2026, is called A Woman's View from caring to crazy. Stephanie, can you hear me? George, find out if she can hear me. She in and out. I don't know what happened. But we're about to find out because we got a good story for you all today. Hmm. I'm not sure what happened, but like I said, we got a good story for you all today. A woman's view from caring to crazy. I don't like when I lose my co-host. What's going on? Let me share a chat real quick. Like what happened, where you at? Because this seems a bit odd, especially with today's topic. Today's topic is a bit odd. Thanks for tuning in, you all, and I appreciate you. I hope that let me see where you at. We can't see or hear
I
you.
don't know what's going on with my phone. I'm
There
here,
you go.
Terralisa.
Okay, here we go. Cause I'm like, what is going on? I didn't want to start without you. I felt a little bad.
Oh yeah, I got you.
All right. So again, today is Sunday, January 25th. Sassy T is coming to you. Plucking the tea. We got a good subject for you. A woman's view from caring to crazy. We want to know your thoughts, your views. Chime in. Hit us on the chat line. Join in on the chat line. Producer, put that link on the chat line. And you can call 248-820-5053. Giving a shout out to Out of the Mud today for letting us do this. Thank you, James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield. Thank you, George F. Grundy II. And thank you, Larry Lott. We're going to call you LL today. Thank you, LL, for letting us do what we do. Stephanie, the hostess with the mostest. Man,
Yes, ma'am.
so we got a topic today.
Yes, we do.
And this is a topic that may shock or rock your world, but be honest, be true.
Absolutely.
Holla at your girls, cause that's what we do.
We gonna
To
be
the
clocking
first
the tea.
topic, what you say? What you say, Stephanie? Oh,
We gonna be clocking that tea today.
clocking that T. The first question: why do women get labeled crazy when she reacts to a man's lies? Hmm. Talk to me. Talk to me. What you think,
Um,
Stephanie?
let's repeat that question again. Go ahead.
Whew.
Cause I Go
Why
ahead.
do women get labeled crazy
Mm-hmm.
when she reacts to a man's lies? Because if he telling her the truth and she believes it's the truth, she's going to react like, hey, okay, okay. But when she found out the truth was a lie and she reacts to the lie, why is she crazy?
Well, let's start here. First of all, I don't understand why, let me keep this 100. This go for men and women, males and females, okay? I don't know why people just can't keep things 100. That, and let's just keep it real. When you enter a friendship, a situationship, a relationship, or whatever it is that you in, why not
A
just
ship
be
ship.
honest? Why can't you
Okay.
just be honest on where you stand? I think one of the reasons is because, and this is my opinion only, I feel like if a man or a woman feel like if they tell the truth, they might not get what they want out of that friendship, relationship, whatever kind of ship they shipping on. I feel like if they tell the truth, they may not want to sleep with them. They may not be able to kick it with them or whatever. They always say, well, I ain't got the light to kick it. Well, apparently you do. Apparently you do. And it's not even about all the time by lying, but manipulating the truth, for better term. Manipulating the truth. They say, well, I didn't lie. No, but you didn't tell all the truth either. You didn't tell the whole story. You didn't tell how you really felt or what your intentions were. Let's keep
Hmm.
the intentions 100.
Hmm. I feel
Because
that.
it's one thing about me, I respect a man, and this coming from a woman. I
Okay.
respect a man telling me the truth. Hey, we can kick it. I can take you out to the movies. We can spend some time together, but I ain't looking for no relationship. Or, we could take this as far as we going to take it. Just be honest and let me decide on whether or not I want to deal with that. And if I don't want to deal with it, maybe we could just be friends. Maybe I could be the best friend in the world. But that manipulating your intentions to a woman and to the point where now you
False
gotta
beliefs.
yes, you got her where you want her, or she got him where he want her, where she want him. But now, when the shit really hits the fan, and now they want a little bit more, or they're not getting what they wanted because you didn't tell the truth, then you wonder why the crazy come. But all you had to do is tell the truth. Just tell the
Hmm.
truth.
You
Why?
know, I'm gonna say this: when women get labeled crazy, when she reacts to what a man has done, and it comes out to be a lie, I
Absolutely,
feel that the reason why that man calls her crazy is because he don't want to look like a fool. He don't want to be the one that has to be accountable for his ways. That's what I'm going to say about that. But I have met women who have destroyed their own relationship with men because of that same reason. She
absolutely. It go
feels
both
she
ways.
feels that if she string this man along to make him believe that she trying to be his only one, and he find out that she is lying and she got a number two. When he responds to her, now she does go crazy. But why?
Absolutely.
But why? Just like when that man goes crazy, he says that the woman is the one that's crazy. And when the woman goes crazy, she tell everybody that the man is the one that was crazy. Come on, y'all.
Period.
Hold yourself accountable for what you do. See,
Absolutely.
I think that's why people like you and me, Stephanie, have to go through what we go through, and we try our best to be open minded because I want to be in a relationship. I do, I promise you. But I don't
I
want a
do too.
relationship with somebody that got another relationship with their quote unquote friend.
Period.
How your friend gonna be in a relationship with you and I'm in a relationship with you? That means
Right.
your friend is your friend and you consider me as a friend and not your woman. So therefore, I am going to react and you're going to call me crazy. You're going to
Absolutely.
call me crazy. And I'm
Yep.
not
And
crazy
that's
because women's intuition, when men think that women are naive and self-centered and don't realize that, oh, I'm doing all this for you. I'm helping with your bills. I'm doing, dude, I'm just going to say this, nigga. We want support. We want companionship. We want loyalty. Women like that still exist. Her. Don't play games with me. Don't play like don't play like you're doing me a favor. I don't need Stephanie, what you said the word need. I
I
don't
don't need
need
it.
you to do me a favor. I want you to love me and
Yep.
treat me good. I don't need you for anything. And it is a difference between want and need.
Yeah. And we did have this conversation before. And when I
Mm-hmm.
and when I say the word need, I'm not needing to the point where, sometimes when you use that word loosely, I feel like it make it seem like I could be desperate or I could be thirsty for a relationship or a man. I'm never thirsty and I'm never desperate. or none of that. So therefore, I don't feel like I'm not a needy woman anyway. And a man should want a needy woman.
He should
You
not.
know,
He should want a
right?
woman that's on his standards, that's ready to love and care for him the way he cares for her.
Absolutely.
But
And
if you're
that's
gonna
why
lie to your, if you're gonna lie to your woman and misrepresent your love to her, and she finds out differently, why she gotta be crazy? That's all I
why
want
she
to know.
gotta be crazy.
That's all I want
And
to know.
that and let me keep the record straight for Tommy Boy before he pop up on here.
Leave Tommy Boy alone. What are you talking about?
Before Tommy Boy pop on here, make it fair. It goes both ways. Yes, it does. Yes, it do. And absolutely. But my thing is, I have been called, oh, she's crazy. Yeah, to your standards, because for one, I don't put up no bullshit, period. Because I'm too grown of a woman and I'm too good of a woman. I'm a 10 toes down person. So now when you make those intentions unintentional and manipulate those intentions, now you are I already told you where I stand and respect that. So you have to respect me to get respect. And I
Right.
think that goes across the board. If a man want respect from a woman, give
All
respect.
across the board.
Yeah, and if a woman wants respect from a man, that woman needs to give
She
respect.
does, because you do have women out here that feel like, oh, I'm a woman. They make men feel like you
Yeah.
have to do this for me. You have to be. No, honey, he does not. He has
Yep.
to do that for the woman he wants to be with. If you're not the
Hmm.
woman he wants to be with, he does not have to be that way with you. You're
Yep.
delusional. You're delusional. So my
And then
next
that,
question. Go ahead, baby.
mhm. Go
What you
ahead, go
say?
ahead.
My next question is, when women care for men above and beyond any means necessary, then our man plays her and then she reacts. Why do men feel that women have to be carrying a title was crazy? Because she reacted to what you've done. Or why do men got to be labeled crazy when they react to what their woman has done? If
Right.
you care for somebody, why would you go to that
And I
extreme to cause them
and
to
and
react?
and I think it's just I think it's it's the reaction to the action. So I think it's the reaction that that woman or male may give, the severity of the action that they classify as crazy. So if a woman bust out your windows, or you know, go to the extreme, yeah, or other extreme things to your property, or to to yourself, that's considered, I think, a level of crazy. But at the same time, you don't know what that person's mental was, or to the point where you have
Or
manipulated
what that other significant other took them through.
or took them through. So now, what level of taking through did you get that girl or that male to take you through? Could it be as equal? You know, I feel like everything is an investment. I take people who got money that make massive investments, even here in the city of Flint. You know, people making investments into the city. When you make an investment and you take a L on your investment, that's not gonna make you a happy camper. You're gonna be upset. You're gonna go to the extreme on trying to get your money back. Don't
Yep.
nobody want to take a L on no type of way.
Mm-mm.
So I feel like in a relationship, male or female, when you're putting in, you're making you pouring into. So you're making an investment into a person's life. And when you make an investment in a person's life, that person expects something in
Mm-hmm.
return on the equal level. And when you're
Mm-hmm.
not getting that investment, like I didn't pour all this into you. And this is how you do me. You done took up 10 years of my life, and this is how you play me.
Waiting
You
to
know,
exhale. That's all I think about.
Waiting to
That movie,
excel.
Waiting to
Now, and
Exhale.
it depends on exactly, and it
Waiting to
depends on
Exhale.
where that woman's or that male's mental is. Now, you can get somebody that's already been traumatized, already been through enough, and here it is, she trusted in you or he trusted in her
Mm,
to do right by me or
yes.
do by him, and now you did this to me. Now you done popped off some old stuff and you're popping off some new stuff. Some old trauma getting ready to come out,
Girl,
and now adding on to some new trauma. And now you say crazy because you already knew about the old trauma because I'm sure the pillow talk then took a play. Everybody do pillow talk. Baby, you know I've been through this and I've been taken through that. So don't act
yes.
like you didn't know what I
Take
done
me
been through.
through that. Take me through
Then
that.
take me through there. I
Yes.
done been through there, and we didn't pillow talk because I know a little bit about what you done been through, what I done been through. So don't act like you don't know what I done been through. So now you already know. So now you choose to take me through there.
And that's crazy because the next thing I wanted to say was, who is to blame? Who is to blame when you build a
And
foundation with a woman and or your significant other, a man, and then that other person steps out because they were bored or tired? Who is to blame? Is it the one? Okay, put it like this: if you're the significant other and you're doing all you can, bringing all this to your relationship, and then the other person steps out, are you to blame because you weren't fulfilling their need? Or are they to blame because they didn't give you a chance to fulfill their need? I don't know. I'm just asking. I just want to know what
I
y'all think
think
about this.
I think it goes both ways. I think it's a twofold.
I girl, go
I
ahead, say
think
it.
that
Tommy Boy
I
said,
think.
"Can I get the link, please?" Hello, Queens. The link is in the
Oh my
stream.
God! See, he can already start.
The link is in the stream, Tommy Boy. Go
The
ahead,
link is in.
Stephanie.
Come on, Tommy. Come on, Tommy.
The link is in the stream, Stephanie. Go ahead. What you got to say, baby?
So I just think everything is about respect.
Yes, it is.
You know, especially at our age.
Yes, it is.
I'm
Yes, it
and I
is.
don't have a problem saying I'm 60 years old.
I'm
And at
54.
this
God willing, I'll be 55. Double nickel this year in
absolutely.
April.
And at this point in time, whoever got still got time to play games, you know what? I'm a pray for them. Hallelujah. I'm a
Yep.
I'm gonna put some oil on you and all kind of stuff because come on now. When you're 60, you got good 10 years of dating till you're 70 before we sitting at home fussing over the remote control, eating on a banana and a bucket of strawberries because we can't eat no meat because we ain't got no teeth left. I mean, I mean, come on now. What we got to do?
If y'all listening, please like, share, and subscribe because Stephanie just said some ish that made me
Right.
think about some ish.
Yeah.
Good job, Stephanie. Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, we
Nobody
we
wants to be alone. If you
we
you
we
can be in a room full of a lot of people and still feel alone. But if you
we
got
hanging on.
a significant other with you, you will never be alone. You got Jesus with you, and you'll never be alone. That's why I'm not alone because I got the Lord with me. But
Absolutely.
girl,
But
you
we hanging on to our veneers. We hanging on. We hanging on. And I'm telling you, women, our titties is hitting the floor. I'm telling you, we're picking them up when we're going to the kitchen.
we
I'm
dragging
just
that
keeping,
wagon.
we dragging the wagon. The BBLs is gone to the left and to the right. I'm so I'm telling you, when you get 70, come on now. Y'all gonna wish y'all had a did right at 60.
Hey, you ain't got much longer to go.
And the man, and listen, hey, I can make this real because the man's thing ain't working like it should be.
That was what's his name said? He was like, I was whipping that. They're not doing that no more. Mm.
So y'all men, niggas is fool. Look at
Oh,
the.
look at that. That's like a Confederate flag hat. Okay. Or
Wait a minute.
is
What
that a
the?
filter? Or is that a real
What,
hat?
what kind of hat is that?
Tommy boy, talk to us.
I pledge
This
allegiance to the flag of the United States.
this is a right for men's right hat.
Oh,
I never seen one of those.
I'm introducing it. I'm on the Sassy T
Don't
show.
make the next time. Don't make me pull out all my 15. No, 23 hats. I got 23 hats. Don't make me get them out. I'll put them all on the show. Boom, boom, boom. Hmm.
that look like
Nah,
a B. What do you call a BMH hat? A black man hat.
hat gone. Hat left the building.
The hat is left the
But
building.
what you got to say, Tommy? Because listen, I know you got
I
a
We
mean,
lot
to
to
give it
be
say.
from a
honest,
woman's point of view,
to
but if you give us a
be
man's
honest,
point of view of caring to crazy, what you gonna say?
I mean, to be honest, the way y'all just are been articulating the show, y'all have been fair in covering men and women. It's not one sided. But
No,
in all honesty, I agree with you guys. Anytime any individual take on a relationship and with false pretenses, manipulating, and not sincere about it, you're going to get a reaction from someone. So when you say keep it real and 100, oh, I agree with you 1,000% on that.
Yeah. And
Mm.
if you're not ready, and if you're
Mike,
not
can you
ready,
like, share, and subscribe this live so people that hear you saying what you say can see what you saying live? Share this live, please, sir. Everything
and the
will
Oh,
reason,
okay. Definitely.
and let me tell you the reason why I need to be shared. I already mentioned the fact that we're getting older. Now, if we was in our 40s, hey,
Let's well no let's when you say in the 40s, and we're talking about how people mistreat a person and getting in a person
but
respond and then people call them crazy. So no, see, let's not get in that because you got to keep in mind the bottom line is you said the truth to it and there's no other way about it. Keep it 100 because you got to remember there's young people out here that done got played, as they say, and done
It's older
committed
people too.
murders, done
you
committed
know,
murders, done shot up houses. So this is not an age thing. This
right,
is a code of conduct thing.
Code of
right.
This
conduct.
is this is being
Woo!
responsible. You know
Code
what
of
I mean?
conduct. That's our
Because
next one.
you
Code of conduct.
you think you don't people don't give good thought to their actions, and then once you come back, you done went out, but then mama and them done got shot up in the house.
Yeah,
Different things. People are
Because of
not
your
playing
actions. Yeah.
right. Just like the young lady, I'm not saying it's right because I don't know the full details, but it was a situation where the lady done went over to the boy house and got 800 some dollars from him.
oh yeah,
And then
Mm.
he was expecting some type of favors. So she said when he went to tell somebody want favors for it, she just left. I give you that you left because you didn't want to indulge, but you should have left his money.
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah. Yes,
You
yes.
know,
absolutely,
and that just turned
Absolutely.
into some type of crime.
absolutely. You see what
So
I'm saying?
yeah,
And so
young,
when
old,
your
middle
intentions
age.
is wrong, and that's what that's that deposit of investment, and when you deposit something like that into somebody, sometimes you can get the money back, but it's just the simple fact that you really tried to play with my intelligence.
Right. I'm just speaking on a particular situation. But
Right, I
yeah,
know.
I hear what you're saying too. But like I say, this is an open thing. Just do not play with people. If you ain't for 'em, let it be because you never know how it's going to trigger that person. And as we see each and every day, people losing their lives, innocent people losing their lives over this, you know,
Type of
mis-
situation right here.
yeah, these
I
playing
went
games.
I went down my timeline one day, and it's a site where you can just stroll down and see all the different murders that's happening of
Uh,
people getting killed out of relationships. I don't know the backstory of it, but something went wrong. And I just feel like if you're not upfront when you entering in these situationships,
Yeah.
that you're opening up a can of a whoop ass,
Mhm.
a can of
Just like,
problems, a
yeah.
can of whole type of stuff, and then don't call that person crazy because
No, in them
you
situations,
you
in them
like for me,
situations, no.
I'm very upfront. I'm very I tell I listen, this is what it is, blah 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 blah. And you have to respect a person like that. You know,
Right.
you
Well,
can't just say, well, no, I expect this, I expect that. No, because when a person's being honest with you, and this is anybody, male or female, take that for what it is and stop calling people crazy. Now, they call
so
me crazy.
so let's get to this part of it. When you got a person that tells a person, "Hey, I ain't for no games. This is what I'm about." When do you see a person not respecting that and wanting to be something different? You got to recognize when something has to be cut off.
Yeah, yeah. There you
You
go.
got
And
you,
I'm
you
glad
know
you
you
brought
can't
that
try to
up.
friendship when they're not willing to see different. But just like
Yep.
I heard Miss Terralisa a little while ago, hey man, the way she put that out there, a person can sit and say, well, hey, this lady came real. Yeah, I want a
Yep.
guy, but I don't want the BS. I don't want to be played with. I want it to be genuine. You know what I'm saying? I felt her on that. Not just her words, but I felt her spirit behind it, just like yours when you say what you say. But then we can always understand, well, we can't control other people's actions who hear these things. Say, well, let me be this to her for now. Then here come the change up. You
Right.
know? So,
Right. And
you
it,
know,
and everything
I
is a
got
choice.
another question though.
uh-huh.
How do you feel? How do you feel when you have invested in a person during a business transaction or invested in him and then it flops? Do you feel that your partner's infidelity has caused you to flop? Or do you feel that your partner's lack of business knowledge caused it? To me, everybody's life has value. Your life has value. So if you're in a business or
Mhm.
relationship, people need to look at the value of that. And when they don't and they step out and
Yeah.
do other things and it flop, who's to blame?
Well, every situation is different, and sometimes when you go into business, two people going into business, that's a very iffy situation because you're gonna have two people initially got the same ideal about getting the business. But then once you got the business, here's the difference of directions of which things they want to try to implement or write off in it. And then when that clash, there's a big problem. And it's strange that you would say that. I was looking at on TV about this uh, black guy back in 1983. Him and another guy had a farming business, on the airplanes, everything.
Okay.
But the guy that's strictly about his business, he noticed a large quantity of grain missing that couldn't be a mistake. Somebody doing something wrong. So he
Okay.
went and brought it to the partner's attention and said, I'm going to have this looked into because this is not a mistake or misplacement. Too much grain is gone. Somebody doing wrong.
Right.
So the partner went and put this stuff under the single engine plane. He put it under the driver's seat, which goes through the ventilation. And it's a heck of a strong pesticide. And when my man flew to pick up, he knew when the guy had to fly to pick the parts up for the machinery for the farm. He
Mm,
flew to the place normal. He been doing this flight. It ain't even a whole hour flight. The man been doing it with his eyes closed. So he take off and go. He make it. They load the stuff up. On the way back, the fumes got the best of him. He the
Okay.
plane the plane dropped down into some water softly. It didn't even dismember itself. But what happened? It was so soft where it fell, it went all the way submerged underwater. 12 years later, They had a drought and a dry up. Guess what? Here go the planes sitting there. So they went back and broke it down and figured that the partner then killed him.
Oh
You know?
wow.
Yeah, yeah. And so,
The
so
pilot killed who?
huh?
You said the pilot killed him?
No, the partner killed him. The partner killed his partner
Yep.
because he knew that he was just stole that stuff and
Mm-hmm.
was doing wrong with the business. So like I say, when you're doing business or any investment, no one wants a loss in their investment.
Right,
No,
right.
Break even. But me
no.
personally, when you go into the relationship part of it, uh, I was the bandit. I can't be a hypocrite. The women invested in me. I let them down
Right.
because I didn't have maturity and
Right.
didn't have myself together and chose them streets and living still like I'm young instead of taking into consideration them. So I messed that up.
Right.
So they're the ones took a loss and I feel sorry and bad about it.
But that's
And
good
they
that
don't
you
like
take
it, but they didn't like it.
accountability.
They didn't like the loss, and I wouldn't like a loss. And that's the nerves of some of us. Knowing we wouldn't like it, but we'd go do the shit. So, you know,
Yep.
Take
this
me
is
through
some of
there.
life.
Take me through there.
And
Right.
and
Yeah.
and
And that's
and
what be
then
happening too. That's what be happening. What you say, Stephanie?
and
What you
and
say?
then when do unto others as you want them to do unto you. At what point does that make a difference, or does that matter? Because you,
Evidently,
if
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 we
I don't
doing
want,
it,
if I'm not gonna treat you how I want to be treated, you know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
I I just think that's a true statement
but
right there. You
right,
always
but
should treat people. If I'm
that's
gonna
for
do
the
right by
men.
you, because I don't
That's
want
for the
you doing
men and
right wrong
women.
by me.
That's for the men and women that stand on what y'all stand on. We didn't stand on that. We done wrong. Me and the other people that took my path. But I can only speak and take
But
accountability today
but
for
guess
me.
what, Mike? But guess what? But and you said the key word, maturity. And I think back when we was in our 20s and 20s, we all, everything is a learning
I
experience.
was doing it in my 40s, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
Damn.
hey, yeah, but you at least you recognize you're wrong. At least you
Yeah,
recognize you're wrong,
definitely,
and I
definitely.
commend you for that. And I commend
I do
any
too.
any
Hmm.
man or any woman that
Hmm.
commend their wrong, that take
Hmm.
accountability for that, because
Yeah.
now maybe some good things is going to happen for you out of your next relationship or your
Yeah.
friendships, even
I
if it's
will.
just a good friendship.
Yeah. Well, and let's keep this in mind too. When we calling it the truth when we call it an investment, right?
Hmm.
But let's always remember now, all investments don't come out with a win. It's
Not
all a
always.
gamble. A
Mm-hmm.
relationship's a gamble. There's
Mm-hmm.
there's no promises in it, but you want to
Well,
just try to hope you can catch two sincere people that's sincere about it and saying, "Hey, we're gonna take this to the end in the right way, in the best way that we can."
right. And a lot of people always say, well, how come when you saw that your investments was going down for a loss, why did you not bail out
Like
of the
stop.
relationship or the business deal, right? How come you didn't
Mhm.
bail out before it was too late? Well, sometimes we also stand on hope, and we also see the good in people.
Finding hope.
See, I'm the type person I always, because God created us when we first born, all creators with some good in us. How we use it or misuse it is another thing. But I think it's some good in everybody. So, and when I say that, it's because, and we keep trying because we see the good. But how long do we
Yeah.
keep trying? Because
Well,
I don't want to lose my investment at hundred
yeah,
percent. So I'm gonna keep trying. That's just like a
yeah,
gambler. You know how you go to the casino and you keep
yeah.
putting that money in because you want to get your money back, and you keep
Uh,
putting that in there. Okay,
Girl,
I done
don't
lost a
talk to me
hundred
about
dollars.
gambling.
Let me keep putting it. Let me put 50 more in to see if I can get my money back. You
well,
keep investing in it because you know this machine got
well,
money in it and you know it can pay off.
That's why I can't
So
go to the
yeah.
casino
But,
yes.
but you got to draw the
You-
line.
George F. Grundy said, "What was the reason that it took you past 40s to adjust your ways?"
When I really just sit down and started doing some real self evaluation and just looking at my life and then thinking about, like, when I went back, I apologized to each one of them. And when I opened myself up to really be conscious, to develop my conscious of what I did and how life took a turn for me, it was a strong reality check. And I say, hey, you just can't keep doing this.
Right.
And
It's
see,
not good, you
for
know.
me, in my 40s, what what got me to realize that, like what you said, is that I had to realize, like, why do I keep allowing myself to deal with this type of person when I know what the outcome is going to be? It may not be exactly the same as it was with the last person or the next person, but the fact that I know that I allowed this to happen, I knew what the
Mhm.
outcome be, and I stuck with it, and that's what made it. So when I
What-
realized, like Mike said, that what was better for me in life was to let go and move on, then I
Yeah.
had to do that. I had to.
I mean, because, it's like my buddy always told me, excuse me, there's nothing worse than the madness about the love affair that we have with the madness of our desires. And when you want something, you ignore any and everything because you set on what you want, and you're going to just, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what it is, you're going to keep doing it because it's what you want, regardless of what you being shown,
Mm-hmm.
you
Or,
know?
or regardless if it's right or wrong, huh?
Or regardless of the right or wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because sometimes we know it's wrong.
I
I got
can't
another.
call you wrong
I got
for what
questions.
you. Oh, go
I
ahead.
got
Go
questions.
ahead.
Come on, Mike. You can answer this for us too. Is it
Yeah.
fair to discredit your partner's family or friends because of a failed relationship or partnership? Is it fair to discredit your partner's families or friends because of a failed relationship or partnership? George said, "Did you expect people to forgive you, or was it to get closure for you?"
Oh, that's a
Well,
good one,
it
George.
was. I really appreciate that question, George F.
That's a
Grundy
good
the
one.
second. It's definitely a
And
good
that
one.
goes right
So
with,
the
is it
thing,
fair to discredit your
the
partner?
thing is, is when I develop, like I say, tapping into my feelings and becoming compassionate and things, it was both ways. I was hoping and praying for both ways. I was hoping that they would forgive me, but if they didn't, I at least went to them and admitted my wrongs, apologized for all the hurt and things I did. There's only so much we can do out here. I can't make them, but fortunately, we all good friends,
Right.
and I'm blessed with that. They care about me,
Right.
and I love them. I just was
That's
out of
what's up.
order.
That's
I was
what's up.
out of order person.
Uh-huh.
Now, to go back over to you, Miss T, uh, you said, hypothetically speaking, if
Is
me
it
and you was
fair?
in a relationship, hold on, if me and you was in a relationship, it failed, do I blame their families and other people?
Not blame. Do you discredit them? Do you stop being their friend? Do you stop being their family member? Do you stop being around them?
Oh no, I don't do that. No, by no means. I mean, because you got to understand, if something genuine is genuine. I can't become your friend and then this and then all of a sudden, I was never genuine.
Yes.
So
And I
that's
had
a
that
no.
happen to me. I had that
Yeah.
happen to
Yes.
me. But sometimes a person can turn you again if you're in a relationship or a situationship and y'all break up. Sometimes that person will want you to cut off ties with friends or family members that they still affiliated with even after years of being together, and I think that that's wrong. I said and I think that on both parties you shouldn't be cutting off friendship. I think if, like Mike said, if it's genuine, it should stand on that.
Steve
What did
Harvey.
Stephen?
Go ahead,
Mhm.
babe. No, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead, read it.
You was finna read it? Go ahead, you read it.
No,
Steve Harvey. You
I
see it?
love this. I love this. My opinion is I'm 64. I don't have time for the bullshit. Accountability start with your words and actions. If I
Yes.
say where my intentions are and back them with consistency, that in itself, you should let I should let you know that I am committed. That should let you know that I am committed to our relationship.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, Steve. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You said a lot in that 2 sentence paragraph. You said a lot because to me, I feel like this. You gotta let people know what to expect. If you walk into a relationship or a friendship on lies, best believe you're not gonna be happy. But if you walk in on the truth and what was being said, you have the ability to say, I will deal with this or I won't.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
either go on with the situation or move on from the situation. Either or, you are in control. But when somebody manipulate you to make you feel that I'm going to be like this, I'm going to be like that, and then you see other, that's bad. That's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong.
But
And I,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't feel like it's wrong because they caught in their own emotions and they caught in their own wants and their own needs, not thinking about the other person's. And what effect not only does it do to you, but what it does to your children. Because
ooh,
we have children
yes,
and our
yes,
children are involved.
yes.
I had kids that was involved that got majorly affected. And when I tell you majorly affected, but people don't think about the kids and the family, the moms, the dads, the siblings, the cousins, people that really love you, and you taking this person through this stuff, not knowing in the background that they have a whole tribe.
And the guys that I've met lots of guys, and I'm interested in a lot of them, but not all of them, but some of them I am. But then they think I'm being foul because I don't bring them, I don't bring them around my family. I don't
You
bring
all
people
right,
around
Mike?
my family, especially
Yeah, I
not
got
my
caught off guard.
especially not my grandbabies, knowing their intentions may be just for a one night stand or whatever. When I bring people around my family and I do shoot to my family and I want you to be around me and my family, I'm looking for longevity. And I'm telling people, if you're not
Right.
ready for this, stay away from me because I am
Right.
not that, I'm not the wham bam, thank you, ma'am girl. Sorry, I'm not. I like
And
to
not
have
and
fun
listen,
and experience people and be around people, but I want you to experience and be around me and my people, my family. Because I'm teaching my granddaughters some value. You have value in your life.
Yeah.
You don't have to be around no man if you don't want to. You can laugh and smile and say, hey, thank you. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. But if his intentions is just for one thing, that is not for you. And I'm a firm believer of that. And I don't care what nobody say. And maybe that's why I'm single because I refuse to lose and to give it up or do anything extra to make sure somebody else is prosperous about my life than I am. No, not.
But but also you got to make sure you heal all the people that scarred and been scarred hard by old relationships. They got to face that and make sure they heal from it and put it behind them before they go into another one. So they're not bringing unfairness to the new relationship.
And see, and that's the thing. I've learned to heal. I've been single for a long time. I've learned to heal. That's why I am very cautious about my next moves and the moves I
Mm-hmm.
make with people that's trying to engage with me. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
cautious. It ain't got nothing to do with how I
Mm-hmm.
look at you, what you got. I'm not a materialistic person,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never been. I got everything I need for me. I
Mm-hmm.
want a man to comfort me. I don't need your money,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't need you to showboat me around. All I want you to do is be loyal to me and be my person. I want my own person. So when I go somewhere, I ain't got to worry about what my man doing over there. That's the person I want. And George F. Grundy II said, it was painful to me losing the children. And I know what you mean. by in a relationship. It was painful to lose the contact with children. Let me tell you something. I was in love with this
Mm-hmm.
guy, and
Mm-hmm.
he lived out of town. And because he lived out of town, I still gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I still was loyal and did everything that a woman was supposed to do here. And my
Mm-hmm.
grandbabies and my children attached to this man. And
Mm-hmm.
then when things turned
Well,
sour and things wasn't what it was supposed to be, or what I thought it was going to be, or what I was giving up my freedom to be with, when I thought this is what it was, and I might have been wrong on one or two things here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but it was never proven that I was wrong. It was never said, yeah, come to my crib down here and see me. Yeah, dude, it was never none of that. That led me to believe that the red flags were true, right? But that didn't stop my grandbaby. That
Right.
broke my heart even.
yeah.
Right.
It broke my
And,
heart because they was like,
Yeah.
"Where he at? Can I
Right.
see him? Can I call?" And I was like,
Right.
"Damn, I brought this dude around my family, around my
Right.
friends.
Right.
I wrote a poem
and I
about
and
him,
I don't
all these things,
I don't
and
think.
all my people see he ain't nowhere around. That still hurt
Mhm.
me to this day. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Oh
don't
no,
think people take
that's
that into.
very understandable. It
Absolutely.
is. My heart go out to you, and those are some of the things that come with this dating and getting involved. That's a part of it as well.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
imagine being
Oh,
having
Lord.
children that starts out little and they growing up, and
Yeah.
man, people got to be considerate of people families when your
But you,
intentions is not right. I'm not saying being in a relationship
mm,
and it just don't work out. Okay,
right,
some
right.
relationships, friendships, it's just not meant to be, and it may not just be working out. But when the intentions are false, and
Hmm.
you taking you and your family and their family down through there, that's not cool. That's not cool
Hmm.
to take the kid. And I'm real big on the kids. Don't take your
Me too.
kids.
Me too.
Don't.
Me too.
Yeah. If you wasn't serious with me, then you should have left me alone because I have children.
That's it.
I,
I got
I have
grandchildren that
children.
look to me. I'm not gonna be a fool. So, so we don't run out of time. I'm gonna go to the next subject. I looked these words up. Crazy. Crazy definition is foolish, senseless, or strange. Hey,
Okay.
Serenity.
Hey.
Caring. Caring is support and move someone or something from one place to another. And that's what we're talking about, caring to crazy. Oh, shoot. Caring to crazy.
Hmm.
So we know what caring is. We know what crazy is. I just don't understand why
Well,
women are mostly considered crazy than men, but women are considered crazy because of a
yes.
failed relationship or something they go through, and then you tell I'm not going to call y'all the N word today
Well,
again. I did it once.
I mean,
well,
But
speak your mind. Speak your
the
mind.
man will go to his homeboy like, man, that bitch, she
Well,
crazy.
well. I think
well,
and
that's a
I think
downplay. That's a downplay. That
yes.
is used to downplay what really happened
Cause I've
in
been in the other room
accepting,
for her and stuff.
you know. So that's that. A lot of that is used as the downplay. They don't want to. People don't want to admit when they done did some stuff and whatever.
Absolutely.
So they use it. It's not fair, but they
Yeah.
use it as a downplay.
And they
What
do
you say,
the shift
Serenity?
blame.
I
They
see
do the
Serenity
shift
on board.
blame.
I gotta give her a shout out. What you talking about, Serenity?
Well, I jumped in so late, but I can kind of see what y'all been talking about. But I do agree with you. I've heard that a lot because I too have been called crazy
We all
after
have.
after
Girl, we crazy as hell.
after situations when the relationship ended, and I reacted off of what was done to me and out of my emotions, then, I was
Absolutely.
called crazy. But before that, I was beautiful and wonderful and smart and a good mother, my everything, my sweetheart, my boo, my world. But now I'm crazy. The same man said that. But then when you done with me and I ain't finna take your bullshit and I react and I
Mm,
pop off, now
mm.
I'm crazy.
Period.
When I
Man, how did
stop
you?
doing all my
Man, how did
caring,
you pop off?
when I stop doing all the caring things that a wife should do, now I'm crazy. So that's just what
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
happened. And I
Say,
agree with what the gentleman here said. It's a downplay because 9 times out of 10, a brother most of the time not gonna say, "Oh man, I dogged her out. I
Mm.
treated her wrong.
Right,
She
right,
used to be my everything.
right,
Now that bitch
right,
crazy because I drove her crazy." He ain't gonna say
right.
that. He ain't gonna say that. So I agree with both
never,
of y'all. I
never,
agree with
Right,
both of
right,
y'all.
never.
I wish I had my hat.
right.
But that's
So,
that's a true that's a true statement. And the fact that they take us and the fact that they take us down through there and have the audacities, like you said, we was the most beautiful thing. Man, I'm with this girl. She this and she that. She got my back. She 10 toes down. But by the time he take you through that bullshit, that motherfucker, she crazy as hell. That motherfucker she was hiding behind the bushes. She done jumped off the
Yeah,
goddamn roof.
yeah.
She done ran my
uh,
big toe over. She done listen, man.
hold on.
That motherfucker there, she crazy as hell.
We got
Oh,
like
but
Stephanie. Keep that
why?
thought. You need Stephanie. You first. Surrender. You second. I'm going third. We finna address what George F. Grundy second said. He said y'all switched the rules many times. Stephanie, go.
Switch the rules. Listen, the rules was never in place in the beginning. Because if the rules had been in place in the beginning, I could play by the rules now. I could play chess. I could play spades. I could play all that. Tell me what the rules is. If the rules is in place, the rules don't get in place in the beginning. That's what the problem is. If you be honest from the beginning and let me know how to play my part, because if you want to be friends, if you want to be sex buddies, hey, we could get it in like that. And we're going to keep it down like that. But don't reel me in and feed me bullshit like we get ready to have a relationship and it's all like that. And then I'm eating crow. You eating crow with
You
me.
eating crow. Serenity. You go. Go, Serenity. What you gotta say? I'm amped up. I'm ready. Go,
Well,
Serenity.
I want to say this. What I'm gonna say. Two situations comes to mind, and I ain't gonna go way back to college or nothing like that. I'm gonna keep it to my last recent grown woman situations. Now, the first situation, I knew what the rules were because I was a wife and a mother, and I did that shit well, and I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't change no rules. The rules got changed on me.
Mm.
So therefore,
Shots fired.
hey,
And sometimes the rules get changed along the way when they decide they got a feather up their ass. When they get that feather up their ass, now the rules want to change. When they get that little tickly, they want to go hit the streets, and
Come
that
on,
feather get up
Serenity.
their ass.
yeah.
Now
Hey,
you
look,
want to change the
my
rules.
word, my
Oh,
words is
but
itching my throat.
listen.
My
But the
words is
rules,
itching my
the
throat to
rules
come
done
out.
changed. But now when I'm playing your game and I can bring it back to your ass, oh, that motherfucker,
What?
she a hoe, she messing with
Serenity,
this shit.
come
No,
on.
nigga.
Well,
I caught up
what?
with the rules. I
Well,
read the
the
rule
thing
book.
is, the thing is, like I was saying, I knew the rules. I was a wife and a mother, a stay-home mother,
Yeah,
homeschooling my kids, making sure when
yeah,
I was timing up shit so
yeah.
that when he got off work and walked in, I started cooking. So when he got home, his food was hot. That's who I was, and
Wait
I
a minute.
wasn't
I know that.
crazy. I wasn't crazy when I was doing all that. But then when he wanted a divorce and started smelling himself and feeling himself, and I
That
popped
feather up
off,
the
then
ass.
I'm crazy. My second situation was I started messing around with a man, trying to move on and everything. And he presented it to be that I was the only one. When I found out I was not the only one, I popped off again because I did not like that and I didn't appreciate that. And you hurt me, you was using me. Had he, like Stephanie said the rules from the beginning, gave me the opportunity to say, nah, bruh, I don't want to be one of 10. If I wanted to be one of 10, I would have stayed and been one of 10. But don't tell me I'm the only one. And then when I find out I'm not, because when that Taurus came out of me, he wasn't ready for that. Then I was crazy.
Okay, let me speak my piece.
Girl,
Let me say
say it, say it,
mine.
say it.
And then Mike, we want to hear from you. Let me say mine. Here go mine. Oh my goodness. George F. Grundy II, I gotta say this to you. Women do not change the rules. If you allow the man to be the head of your life or the head of your house, how are we changing the rules? We are simply reacting to the rules that you broke. The rules you broke by implementing the fact that you was trying to be a certain way, but your actions spoke louder than your words. And that's what a lot of women go through, and that's why a lot of people in their relationship have issues. Strictly because if it ain't no rules or it is some rules, it's usually if a woman love you, she is going to follow you. She is going to be there by your side no matter what. Against her family, her friends, or her foes, she got you 10 toes down. But when she find out that you've been creeping and sleeping and cheating and
I'll
lying,
be here. I'm gonna go get my hat.
that's
Say
when
it.
the rules change. And when the rules change on her behalf, what she basically trying to do is catch up to make you see that she's still here for you. And then when you keep on doing what you do and she step out, that's when y'all have a big ass problem.
That sound like music to my ears.
I lost something. I don't know what it was.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike, let's see what you gotta say.
I mean, the thing is, first of all, I'm listening to three young ladies, three queens, vent and share their experiences, and I can only relate to it. I understand what y'all
George
feel.
dealing with the wrong women. He go, hold on, Mike. I'm sorry. George said, "You tell me what you want, and I tell you what I want, and we're good for a while. Then you change your mind and don't tell nobody." George, that is a lie. That is
Well,
you
wait a
dealing with the
minute.
wrong
Well,
women.
wait.
I had to
Mike,
go
Let
get
me
my
on
Olivia
finish.
George's
Pope white
behalf.
hat
Mike gotta
on.
On
finish.
George, let me say
Hold
this.
on. Hold on. Who done put their hat on?
Hey, I went to go get my Olivia Pope white hat. I
Oh,
gonna put
boy.
your hat on.
Okay.
I need to go
Okay.
get my. Do I gotta go get
Oh,
my hat?
You
oh,
I gotta go get my
uh-oh.
hat.
listen.
We taking
And
hats off. We
George,
putting hats on.
and
What we doing?
George,
What we
and
doing?
George
I'm matching.
defense.
I'm matching his
And
energy.
wait a minute. In George defense, I got to go in George defense.
I've been matching your energy for over 2 months now.
Look, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
But
Look,
I
we
All
gotta
got.
right.
go in George defense.
I gotta get this one
What? Wait a
I
clean.
got
minute,
wait.
Stephanie. What?
I gotta go in George defense. I gotta go into George
Uh-oh.
defense
Uh-oh.
because I gotta go in George defense.
He holding it
George,
like
I
Fred
got you.
Sanford.
I got you.
Yeah.
Now there are women out here that will blow smoke up a man's ass. There are women that will do that because their intentions are not right, and it might be something that she's wanting out of him.
Same with a man.
It could be information, it could
Same
be
with a man.
money,
Same
it
with a
could be
man.
dick, it could be
Same with a
it could
man.
be all of that. It might
Yeah.
be something, and once she get it, now her playbook didn't change.
You
When
know
she
what?
or it could be this, or it could be this. Maybe once she got into it, maybe she realized that that's not what she really wanted, because sometimes that happens for male and females. You know,
It
we can
does.
meet somebody and we think that that's who. Hey, he cool. But then after 6 months after the honeymoon is over, be like, wait a minute. Nah, his breath starting to stink. I mean,
But
it
you
could be
talk about it.
anything. I
But if
mean,
you
it could
for
be
real, you talk
His
about it.
breath might have been stinking.
yeah. I mean, his drawers. He got skid marks when he took his drawers off. I mean, it could be anything.
I
I
just
I
mean,
mean,
you
think
know,
I mean,
let me interject here right quickly.
I'm just saying.
Now, I do know that there are some females
Stephanie,
out
stop.
there. There's some females out there that play the game. They act like a dude. I have a friend, and this was we in our 50s now. We must have been 18 or something back then. We was in college. That girl was wild. And she said, I'm gonna do them the way they do us. She was
hmm
like, forget them. I'm finna do them how they do us.
I
You
with
know?
hey,
So
I
and
get that.
you got some females
Okay,
that's their
you
I'm
say
with
that.
mentality.
I'm with that.
I want to get through all my questions, but my next one says, "How do you know if you have a solid relationship?" Seeing that you just said
Huh?
that, Serenity, you go first. How do you know if you got a solid relationship, Serenity?
You never know.
I
I was
think
married.
that
You
you
never
have a
know.
solid relationship when you have a great communication base. When you have a foundation that was built off the both of y'all being able to vibe with each other and being able to talk about anything. When you can laugh and have fun with your
Nah,
dude and y'all cool and y'all getting it good in the room, you got a good relationship.
nah,
mm,
wait. I have to
mm.
beg to differ. I listen.
Stephanie,
It was good in the bedroom. We was vibing. The money, everything was good. But then guess what happened? That
what?
motherfucking feather flew from nowhere up his ass, and all
Then
hell broke loose.
you ain't have a
I
good
mean,
relationship, Stephanie. That wasn't the question. The question was, how do you
what?
know when you do?
Well, I thought we did. Yes, for 10 years.
I hear you, Jacqueline. Respect.
Respect. There you
Jacqueline,
go.
Jacqueline Mayfield said respect.
Once you lose respect, it's over with.
That's true too.
It's
Yeah.
over
Okay,
with.
look,
All bets
Mike.
is off.
Let me ask Mike this question. Mike, Stephanie and I was talking earlier today about weddings. Weddings are a thing of the past. Independent women. It takes two to survive. It takes two to build a home. That's why a lot of people live with either other people and family so that they can save and build. But as far as weddings are a thing of the past, when was the last wedding you went to, Mike?
Well, to be honest with you, I've been to one. I went to a wedding actually a year ago. But the reason I feel a lot of marriages is not taking place, I feel just like everything else, social media has destroyed it
Yep.
because social media posts everything about this person trying to take advantage of money from this person in marriage, this doing that, and there's so much out there that it can poison people's mind to trust in marriage. However, uh, when we were talking about the good relationship, it's easier for us now to have good relationships than I feel the younger people because everything with us at our age gonna speak for itself to a certain
Right,
extent.
right.
I'm gonna know your situation, you're gonna know mine. The minute I fall off path of what it is you got going and my support and nurturing to you, then you know failure is knocking at the door. But to be good, we right here where all we got to do is write out what we want to do, how we want to enjoy the rest of our days, and commit to it and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of making things happen, Miss T, I think me and you need to sit down and write our contracts for each other out.
What
A
contract?
contract.
Yeah, me and Miss T need to write our contracts out.
What kind of contract? Is there
Our
What
money
contract,
kind of
involved?
contract?
our contract of commitment, our contract of commitment, and all the whole nine of a relationship. We need to write that down. So in the minute something say, you remember you wrote this right here? These are your words and your writing. So, because I don't want all them other people you mentioned. Oh, you made me choke earlier on my drink. Talking about all them
I
other
saw that. I saw that.
men. We got to get rid of them. And we
Okay.
didn't get them out the gate.
Mike, I think that hat is sitting too tight on your head right now.
It's loose, look. It's loose, look. It's loose, look.
I think
So
that
Now,
hat
let me
is
say
squeezing
this.
some of your brain cells out.
Steph,
Hey,
Steph,
Stephanie
I
and
don't get
I,
in your, I don't get
can
in
you
your
hear
pursuit
me?
to happiness. I don't get in your pursuit to happiness, Steph. Don't get in mine. Now, what you say, babe?
Stephanie and I were talking a little earlier
Uh-huh.
that there is a 6 month to 1 year honeymoon stage. Then after that, you fall in love with someone. Then you stay with them and you put up with all kinds of mess and stuff from them because you invested so much in them and you love them.
Yeah.
And this is
See,
And you
see,
relationship that now
and
that you want to be in, but now everything you're doing, he calls you crazy.
but yeah,
well, the thing is this here. That's a self-check situation. You gotta have your limitations. You gotta have your
Right.
line drawn. No matter what you want over here, that whoever put that respect up there, that respect, when that respect get tampered with, then Houston, we got a problem.
yeah.
And the minute, like
Houston,
I
we got
say,
a problem.
yeah, because the minute you know what I'm saying, it can fall out of that, then you got to step up for yourself and say, hey, I'm not taking that. I'm done with that. There, go. It's us that keep on wanting what we want and keep trying to make what we know work that ain't gonna work.
That's true.
I think it's because
George said, I'm
people
gonna stick to my list. I don't know what list he's talking about, but
Well,
he
well,
he
we
stick
gotta
might
to
just
got
the
a
list.
list of what he
I
want
gotta
in a
smoke a
woman or
cigarette.
something.
yeah, but he can send his
So
list and I'm
I
just
gotta
write
say
my
this.
contract.
I think
Sometimes
some people
when a
fall in love with the ideal of something too, and when
Falling in
things
love,
Absolutely.
go wrong, it's hard
falling in
for them
love.
to let it go.
Now you
When I
talk.
was going through my separation, heading into divorce, I overstayed. I really did. I overstayed, and I think I was I was. It was the ideal of it all. It was the what we
Yeah,
said we was going to do. It was the keeping our kids in a two-family home. But when things start going wrong, somebody wanted to go, somebody wanted to stay, and it just wasn't working. But
that's what I
you
was gonna
fall in
say.
love, and you fall in love
but
with the
right.
Well,
ideal
Yeah.
of that
Absolutely.
person.
sometimes when a parent is missing from the home, it affects the children. Why can't the
Definitely
parents still connect with kids after they're out of the home?
because selfishness and trying to pull a power move. If you ain't gonna deal with me, I ain't gonna knowing that a mother. See, usually the woman get that played against her when shows a lot stronger. The loving got to play on that to keep the woman in play. Like, hey, you don't want to hurt the kids, so hey, let's keep doing this. So everybody use their angle.
Yep.
But now what George wrote, I can't speak for him. He was clarity, but I do see the part where he's saying that's more of communicating and getting an understanding. And that's what a relationship is. When we sit down, you tell me what to expect out of the relationship. I tell you what I expect, and therefore we know. And
But
therefore, if I
wait,
know what you expected, you know what I'm expecting. Let's do it. I don't know if he mean it in that essence, but I can see it in that way. I don't know which exactly way he meant it, but it sounds like he meant me get an understanding
well, and the
because you
understanding
need an
can be there.
understanding.
The understanding can be there. You just have to make sure it stay there. Because I didn't have situations
Yeah,
where it was an understanding in the beginning, but then I have to say it once I laid it down, they want to get married. And I don't want that. So what
Okay.
do you do about that?
What do you do about that?
Yeah, what do you
It,
I
do
it
mean,
about
go
you
that?
back
see,
to the
well,
communication. It go back to
it
the
go
sitting
no,
down and let's talk about it.
it go back to this here. That's where what you said, and either person accept it or reject. All I can
So
do is accept or reject what the woman say and what she's saying she expects out of the relationship. Ain't no
So,
coming in. Go ahead.
So it
I
ain't. So what
said,
you telling me is it ain't no coming in. And okay, say for instance you in this situationship, right? And you
Right?
came in with the understanding and the respect on how each other feel as this is how this is going to be, right?
Uh-huh.
But along the way through that journey, that one of them people fall in love. I mean, and they want to get more serious, but that other person want to keep it where it's at. So
Well,
now the
then,
person that fall in love, do they have to back away because they fell in
well,
love?
once you come and say,
Well, that's
listen,
sad.
my feelings, listen, my feelings done grown for you. I see us being in another place. I really want you to be mine under on these circumstances. So when this lady give me her answer, say, well, baby, I feel you. I appreciate that, but I'm just not ready for that type of thing. Then it's up to me to either continue associating or say, well, I love you, but I gotta go pursue somebody that want what I want.
Yeah,
exactly.
because
George,
if she don't,
But
she gonna
love
stay
don't.
there and
But
she
wait
gonna
a
start
minute.
crashing out, and then she gonna
Wait.
get called crazy. So
I
when
miserable
think
somebody telling
and
you what
crazy.
they don't want what you want, let them go. Somebody else out there want what you want. Don't
Right,
exactly.
stay there and take some sloppy mess that you know
right,
you don't
right.
want.
But
So
let me
that
say
goes
this,
back to
y'all.
what I said.
In all
That goes back to what
fairness,
I said. You have to
wait,
draw the line somewhere.
but wait. In all fairness, I think people use the word love too loosely. It you just don't fall in love. Love is a deep
See, you
hearted.
got love and you got falling in love. Which one
Well,
is you addressing?
I'm talking about falling in love when
Okay,
this person
falling in
fall in
love.
love and the other person is not quite there yet. You said, well, that person that fell in love need to go find somebody else. Love is a. I think people use the word love too loosely. It
Which
takes
one
a
is we
lot.
using?
It takes
Love or falling in love?
wait. It takes a lot, and I'm gonna speak for myself. It takes a lot for me to fall in love. Once I
That's
fall
you.
in love, I'm not saying that I have to stick and stay because that other person's not in love. I can leave, but best believe I'm not getting ready to go search for no new love because love, it takes for me a minute to get there. And I think love, if people use that too loosely, love is a sacred thing. You just
But
don't
that was a
fall
question that was
in
presented.
love, man after man after man or woman after woman. If you fall in love like that, something is wrong with you.
Well, but that was a question that was presented, Stephanie.
Let me smoke my
That was a
cigarette.
question that was presented.
George F. Grundy said when he said he wanted to stick to his list. He told me the list of what he will and would not compromise. And then he said, if I can't get what I want being single, hasn't been that bad. I just never truly embraced it. I understand because I was just going to ask this question. Is marriage overrated? Because people like being together or they want to be without a or without a label.
Marriage is not overrated.
I don't
Marriage is
think so.
good when you're with the right person. I
Yes,
love being married. I
yes,
love being
yes.
married. Marriage is good when you are with the right person. When I tell you it is a beautiful thing.
And that's
Throughout
why I say this.
through the
I stick to the cheat
arguments,
code. I
through
feel
the
that
love,
if you in a marriage,
through the
if I meet somebody in a marriage with somebody, I feel like you your wife or you gotta love your husband. You got in a marriage, right?
mhm.
So if you see somebody that's interesting to you outside of your marriage, it's not that you don't love your marriage. It's not that you don't care about your wife. It's just a woman being a woman or a man being a man. The problem comes when you cross that line. That's the
Well, I
problem.
mean, but that's being lustful then. I think that falls under the
Cross the
thing of
line.
being well when you out.
I think marriage
When
is
I'm
good.
in, let me tell you
I
how I
want to
am.
be
When I'm
married
in
one
love,
day.
there's nothing else in front of me that could possibly look better than what I got. Then
Is
I'm
Ohio good?
and let me tell you this:
Is Ohio
when you
cool?
are truly in love, there is no one or no other being that can come before that love that you have for that
You
person.
better say it.
Because
how
when
I am.
when I fell in love, that was all I seen.
Yeah.
That was all
At
I
the end
wanted.
of it, I don't need
And now,
nobody confirmation or nothing.
wait a minute, unless Nelly showed up, then I'm going to get a divorce. I don't give a damn. I want me some Nelly. I'm
Nah,
divorced with
You
you
don't
any
give
just
a
man.
what?
messed up.
You don't give
You
a what,
just
Stephanie? You don't
contradicted
give a
I don't
what?
give
yourself.
a damn.
You just
I love me
contradicted
some
yourself.
Nelly. Y'all tell Nelly I
You
want him.
just contradicted yourself.
Mm. That's
Look,
another
No,
female say you just
I
contradict.
know that. But
no, I just
no, I know I didn't. I said
look.
exception to the rule.
Look, here's a
Nelly.
question.
Now you know Nelly. I can't never get Nelly.
Look,
Never
this
can
is
say he a human
I never
being.
get
I'm
Nelly.
into the end of my questions.
I
Here's a
never get
question.
Nelly.
Here's a question.
Ashanti will kill me.
Do men think women are naive? Simply
I
because
think that
Yes.
women don't they show you they don't need your money and they're not materialistic. They just want a man that can honor them and love them and respect them. Do men this for you, Mike?
That's
Do
not
men think
naive.
women think women are naive because I'm just saying that's what we want, but do men think women are naive when they falsify information to us when we already know what we need and want? We already know we want a man to be
well,
this.
And
But
we accept it.
what I
But they
tell
give us.
what I tell Stephanie all the time is, I think the biggest thing is with men, I think they mistake a woman's love for her being naive or a fool.
Right. Yep.
okay, okay,
I
Absolutely.
that's true.
agree. I would agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah, because they think,
So, because most women that I know, they just want loyalty and respect. We long for a man's touch and his companionship. I don't know no woman that I kick you with that want a man's money or his friendship to that extent. She want his loyalty, his love, his respect, his touch, and his companionship. I think that's what grown women want. These young girls,
Mm,
you a man grown and he in his 40s. Nope. If a girl that's in her teens, because it happens,
right.
or in her early 20s, she ain't
Shoot
ready.
that nigga.
Or
Yeah.
if she his age.
What
He
If
needs
she
to
what
his
be
age,
shot.
yeah. What kind of
still
marriage
some
do you want?
conversation.
What kind of marriage do you want, Miss Terralisa?
I just said,
A church,
if
a church.
I've been married once before.
So I'm just asking, a church wedding,
If I ever get
Ohio.
married, if I
You,
ever get married again, the man I marry is a man that's intellectual,
uh-huh.
knows how to have conversation with me.
I
He
read the
intrigues,
dictionary. Go ahead.
he intrigues my mind. He's
Okay.
loyal. He's a
That's
Okay.
one-woman man. He's not trying to be with me
Okay.
and other women. And the
Right.
simple fact that he engages with me when I'm being silly and having fun, because I love to
Hmm.
have fun. And
Right.
the most
So
important to me is he meets me here when it comes to the financial level. Because I'm not going to ask you to do for me what I can't do for you. Period.
right.
period.
Okay.
Now that's clocking some teeth.
So you say Ohio is okay with you.
Say that again.
So you said Ohio is good for you.
Who is Ohio?
You know that's where you go get married at.
I got married in Ohio once already. And I got
Uh-oh.
divorced in Flint.
And I got married in Flint and got divorced in Flint.
Lord Jesus.
But I lived in Chicago all my life.
Oh,
Okay.
George said the snackish and lion. What
Snakish,
the?
snakish and lying.
I
He
don't know.
said that
Oh,
snakish and lying.
that what guys do? Yep. Okay, George. And then George
Who is
said,
snakish and lying?
I
Who
don't
is
know.
snakish and
And
lying?
then George said, trauma don't care about age and people who haven't addressed it.
Oh, women.
That's
Will
true.
knowingly and unknowingly misdirect. That is true. Women.
That's
Oh,
true.
no. Oh no, snakes and lion is not women. George, you dealing with little girls. You dealing with little young women. You ain't dealing with a grown woman. A grown woman ain't got no reason to lie to a grown George, you need to refresh that. Quit trying to talk to a young
Up over there.
16 to
You
13
cracking
years
up
younger than
over
you.
there.
Talk to a woman that may be 2 to 3, maybe 10 years older than you.
Why you cracking up over there?
Might have a
Oh my God! Oh
you might have
my
a
God!
Why you
dealing with
laughing
these
so
young girls
hard?
that's gonna get you caught up. You
My
naive. Yeah,
my
when
Why
I'm talking
apologies.
Mike
about naive,
cracking
I'm
up
talking
so
about them
bad?
girls, them
My
little
apologies.
girls, not them grown women's.
Mike, why you laughing so hard?
Uh, it's
Because
like
he
a
know the word.
tornado just erupted.
It is. It's me. Trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble barrels in a tornado. Yes.
George,
Oh
George,
my
I
God.
got you
I
back.
knew that was gonna be a fight. I knew that was gonna be a fight.
Look, hold on. We coming to y'all today from Out of the Mud Inc. Like, share, and subscribe on
Out the
YouTube,
mud.
any platform that you can find Out of the Mud on. I'm telling you, this is what we do. Not just a Sassy T show, but we got the Red Alert Show, RBT, Snaps and Chat. We got the Lessons with Larry Lott Show. We got the Third Show. We even got, what's his name? RJ Leary Show. It's a couple shows on the
Y'all
Out
got
of
all
the Mud
kind
Inc.
of
Y'all need
shows.
to
Yes,
follow this.
it's a bunch.
Check this out.
Y'all got
Trust
all
and believe
kind
me.
of
But
shows.
I'm gonna give a shout out to MUA Jock. Shout out with Jock for all your
Make up
makeup
me.
needs.
He's still laughing. He's still
Makeup is
laughing.
my life.
Oh my
That
And
God.
man's still laughing.
shout out to James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield. Woo! And George F.
Hey,
Bundy, the
Mike,
he
second.
went
Mike
that
still
bad.
And
laughing.
Larry Lott. He coasting with
I
it
know.
too.
I was like, that man's still laughing over there.
Mike,
George
you all
just
right?
said when
Yeah, I'm good.
George said
You
as
all right,
long
Mike?
as the men address the other. George, we lost you in the sauce already. Dude, we don't even know what you're talking about no more. We moved on to the next level. The next question. Next question. Most women that I know. No, hold on.
Oh my God. You
What's the
can't be
difference?
rude here.
George, what's the difference between want and need? George said, ha 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 ha, whatever. What's the difference between want and need?
Want and
Hey,
need in what? A relationship?
Yeah,
Won't,
I
in
didn't
a
know.
won't is
relationship,
just,
Wait, can I?
what's the difference between want and need?
Let me
go
have
ahead.
you on that because we talked about this on one of our shows, one of the lessons with Larry shows. I
You got to
just
catch your
feel
breath.
like needing somebody, no, because I feel vulnerable when I say need. I think that's a vulnerability word when you're saying need. I need candy. I need this. My mother used to always say, no, you don't need nothing but your ass whoop, is what she say.
I love it.
You don't need
I love
nothing
it.
but a lesson learned, is what she say. Now that need thing, I have a problem with because I don't need. I want a
Oh,
relationship?
come on.
Do I want a husband? Absolutely. But times have changed,
I think your standards is just too high, Stephanie.
what? No,
I think
no.
your
That's the
standards is just
problem.
too
My
high.
standards are not high enough because if they were, I wouldn't have got myself in the predicaments that I did because my standards would have been a little bit higher. So my standards are really not high enough because
I
I
think
do
yours are
give
a little
men
high.
a little leeway for fuck ups. But that
Yeah.
right there,
George
See,
F. Bundy said, I want a wife, but I need peace. I feel you, George.
thank
I
you.
need peace.
Absolutely, George. You need peace. Now that's what I need. Peace. But I want a husband. So that's what I'm talking about. That
do
need
you
word
want
will make
one?
you sound vulnerable. I'm
Well,
vulnerable.
well, I'm like LL. I need a woman. I need a woman.
Why you need a woman, Mike?
He didn't say he need a woman. He said he need love.
I need a woman.
What you need a
LL said
woman?
he need love.
What
I
you
need
need?
a woman
What
because
you need a woman?
because
Mike, explain that.
I need her. I need her because I need that significant other that I can pour love, caring, nurturing, time,
But
and
that's
things with.
wanting. That's not need.
No, that's what I need in my life. You can only speak for you. I can speak for me.
I'm
And that's
speaking for you.
where, no, you can't speak. That's your problem now. You want to speak for everybody, and you
I'm
can't.
speaking. I'm
Speak for
speaking for
you.
you.
He said I'm
You don't
speaking
need
for
a
you.
woman.
Speak for you. Yes, I do.
You
I know
want a
what I
woman.
need.
I feel
Well,
you, Mike.
Terralisa's
I
right
feel you.
there.
He
That's
said,
why.
well,
That's why.
Mike
That's
Terralisa
why I
said,
right
got.
there.
That's why I got the hot for. But you go ahead.
Not crazy.
That's why I got
Terry,
the
why
hot
you
for.
trying to sit up there looking all angelic?
Ain't he?
Looking good. Looking good.
all I
You trying to
know
sit up
is
there looking all
I'm waiting
angelic.
on my king to come from the Lord
Well, the
because
Lord done delivered.
I hear what Mike says, I hear what Stephanie say, and I hear what you say, Serenity. And I will say this,
I
and
ain't say
I've been in
nothing.
different relationships. I only had a handful of them.
Well, we
And
trying
I
not to
feel
have
that
no more but
each,
us.
each of the handful of relationships that I had has taught me something about myself.
Right.
And
Yeah.
knowing those things
Absolutely.
about myself, I feel that in order for me to move forward, that the man that I need in my life has to obtain something from each of those relationships that I had because
Of
there was a
yours.
reason why I was with them. And I picked that up from it that I intriguingly liked. So I think going forward, I need to find somebody or have the Lord send me somebody who's accompanied with those situations because I'm not materialistic anything. Oh,
This is
we
my
got a
opinion.
caller. He said, Steve Harmon said, just my opinion. When you decide that both are committed to each
To
other
each
in a
other.
marriage, that's a God commitment. Yes, it is. But we all have lust through Bible. Both will be tested. Yes.
Yes.
This is when you
Amen. Yes.
have to be able to separate your desires and be prepared for spiritual resist
That's right.
temptation.
Man,
Steve,
that's
Steve, I think
absolutely
you're
right.
my man. I think you're my man, Steve. I don't
I,
know.
hey, listen.
Find out.
I'm looking him up on Facebook. Who is this man?
Oh my Lord. Y'all,
Lord have mercy.
y'all crazy.
Steve done stepped in and just done killed me.
Stephen
Steve done killed me.
Harmon.
Steve done
I'm
killed. And
looking him.
I still agree
I'm
with you,
looking him
Steve.
up on. Listen.
Steve,
Oh
I still agree
Lord.
with you, though. I still agree with you.
Let me see if I know this man. Let me
Lord
see if
have
I know
mercy.
this
Steve
Y'all
the one
Steve,
on
now,
crazy.
Facebook.
now
Let me find you,
are you
Steve.
really trying to look that man up? Stop, Steph.
I ain't
Stop.
looking at nobody.
Oh,
Find the
my
Stephanie.
God. She done looked the man up.
Child. Mm.
Hey, we.
Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Lord have
Lord
mercy.
have mercy.
On
Mercy.
the left
Okay, look.
side
Okay,
of the
look. While we up
mountain.
here tripping, we done already we doing good. We on time. We over time, but we doing good, having fun. So I'm gonna put this in here, y'all. Give me 2 seconds.
Go.
I'm gonna read my poem
I'm
that I
just
wrote
seeing
at
if I
church
know
today.
this guy.
Keep on singing.
Wow.
Do I know him?
Wow.
Mike
Don't
Okay.
Oh,
you
my
wow
God.
me and you out here
Mike said,
lusting
wow.
for don't get mad because you lust
Oh,
you
my
got your
God.
woman on here. You talking about
Mike is
Wow.
wow.
done.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna read this. What I wrote. Mike, I got a hat just like that, boo. Here's my poem. My poem today at church was called Finding Hope. Finding Hope. If you become lost in spirit, there is a loud sound for prayer that allows our Lord to hear it. The word is hallelujah. What a joyful noise that can fill your soul. God is omnipotent. He can heal all your woes. Finding hope comes in many forms. One of the reasons with the Lord you can weather many storms. Finding hope in all you do will enlighten life and prosperity to you. 40 verse 31. But those who will renew their strength, soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Finding hope in the Lord can open so many doors, and you do not have to be a saint. When you shift your thoughts to turn from issues that consume you, God's promise will rebuild you and heal you. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plan for restoration during difficult times. When you find hope in the Lord, bad, evil thoughts will exit your mind. Stay consistent in the prayer and patience and bright future ahead. Finding hope will help your mind and your heart. The word of God is so fulfilling, and you can consume it like eating bread. John chapter 6, verse 35. Jesus declares, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. Finding hope is all you need to do, especially with the faith the size of a mustard seed. It only takes one, not two. So if you are on a slippery slope, finding hope can help you cope when you feel you're at the end of your rope. Amen.
Okay. Amen. Now, can I do my quick poem? Can I do my quick poem?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Try as they will, try as they might. Whoever tries to steal Terralisa from me will not make it through the night.
Now, should I say, oh my
I'm
God?
walking away. I'm walking away because you just did that. Hey, you just did that, Mike.
You hear that, Steve Urkel?
You said Steve Urkel.
Lord have mercy.
On
Mike,
the
you
left
cut that out.
side
Stop that, Mike.
of the mountain.
Stephanie got her trombone and her flute.
On
I'm
Y'all
the
are
right
silly.
up.
Y'all acting up
On the
today.
left.
Yeah, you go ahead and catch my man on Facebook.
Mike, what do you think
Try if
about
you
that poem,
will.
Mike?
Try if you might.
No,
Y'all better
honestly,
not touch
that
me,
was a
sir.
nice poem. That was
It
deep.
was.
But a lot of yours
Terralisa,
be
that was
deep
really
and have
nice.
good messages in them.
I appreciate that, Mike. I really do. I really do. I
Now,
don't do them
that
as much as I used to, but I still do them.
and by the way, did I tell you that I just love poems? That I can just sit on the phone and listen to you tell them to me all night long.
I'll read you all night long, bro. Look, let me say this. This is how I feel. Stephanie, after I say this, we done went through all our things, except for the last one that I'm going to have you pull us home with.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask this last question before we got to go, y'all. If you cannot call me during the day to see if I want to get out and hang with you, or if you just want to come over and see me, please don't call me at night in the wee hours of the night thinking I want to get out with you, because in my mind, I know it's only one thing you're trying to do. And I'm the type of woman is I can't just do things like that because you want me to. I need to see that you are interested in this and this before this. Other than that, I'm just saying. So I want to just say this. When we need to get back to basics in life about things with people. We need to know how to love and support and be there, either whether you're a man or a woman. You need to realize that sometimes you need to say, you know what, let me quit faking and shaking and be real with this woman. And a woman, you got to be like, let me quit playing games with this man and let him know I really like him. Sometimes you got to do these things, because if you don't, you just out here floating. You floating. And then everything that come your way gonna float in front of you and by you, or float to you and stop and pick up and move on. And that's the stuff that women don't want. We don't want that. If you a real woman about your business and your life, you don't want nobody to just stop in at night and do what they do and move on. No.
Mm-mm.
You want to engage with them. You want to get to know them.
Right.
You want to be a part of their life, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Stephanie, let's
They
talk
got
about
toys
let's,
for that
let's
anyway.
talk about it. Stephanie told me earlier today about let's right our wrongs.
You know, Mike? You heard that, didn't you,
What? I hear it.
Mike? I'm saying, you said you all of what you just said, I said, because they got toys for that anyway.
Period.
I mean,
Period.
they do.
I plead the fifth.
I'm
I
just
ain't plead
saying.
nothing.
I'm just saying. I seen them
I ain't
advertised.
plead nothing
I'm
but the
just
truth.
saying. I
The
saw them
rose is my
advertised.
friend.
I saw them advertised.
Mm.
Hey, I'm a grown woman, and the rose is my friend.
Stephanie,
What?
stop. Okay, Stephanie, you said let's right our wrongs, and you said do right by other people
Yes,
emotions.
that's
Don't you?
bottom line is everybody needs to right their wrong. Make whatever you did wrong. Let's right those wrong with people that we love, and moving forward in those relationships that that should be plentiful and meaningful, and move forward with just love, like Terralisa said. Let's stand on that, and let's do right by people's emotional state. We have to do right by people's emotional state. We are emotional human beings. We
Serenity,
have
you got
feelings.
background noise.
We have. I believe that's Mike moving around in that chair.
No, ain't me.
Somebody
I,
got background noise.
I ain't got nothing on or nothing.
Oh, Serenity. Serenity got background
No,
noise.
he said it's coming from yours.
Yeah.
Okay, not me.
So anyway, and that's all I have
Probably
to say.
Stephanie. It's probably Stephanie.
No,
Nope, he
it's
said it's
not me.
Serenity.
It's your hat.
It's your glasses.
I ain't doing nothing. Ain't
You
nothing
got a
on
TV
in my
on? You
place.
got a TV on in the back room or something?
I don't.
Well, anyway, we gotta do right by people's emotions, and by people's feelings, and stop all the hurt. Stop hurting people. And if you feel like you're in the mood to hurt somebody, don't do that. Hurt yourself. I don't know. Do something. But don't stop hurting people and their emotion. If you're in a relationship, stand 10 toes down on that. If you want out, then leave. Don't, and all, maybe some of this killing and stuff will stop. What is that? It's an echo. Oh, that's an echo. Okay. He said it's an echo. And that's all I have to say, because hey,
Mike, you got closing remarks you want to add? And then
No,
Serenity,
not
you
really.
can talk.
I mean, just honestly, I just really enjoyed the show. Y'all touch bases on some very, very good things. And I just hope the listeners, you know what I'm saying, is able to listen to this and benefit from it.
I do too. I
absolutely.
appreciate that. Serenity, you got any closing remarks?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, to piggyback on what Stephanie's saying, if you did something wrong, just try to right it. And if
Yeah,
you haven't
right.
did nothing wrong to anybody, then don't. Communicate, keep the respect up, be real with people. It's the easiest thing in the world to do is just be real because it's too many people in the world. You'll find somebody. You ain't gotta
Yeah.
lie and play games with people, and then nobody won't be called crazy no more.
Yeah.
My
Period.
last closing remarks are this. We respect you all. Like, share, and subscribe to the Out of the Mud Inc. Follow all the platforms that's on Out of the Mud. And if you are in a relationship, there is a such thing called value. And the value of life is way more than currency in your pocket. The value of having someone to love you is more better than currency in your pocket. So if you're in love or you want to be in love, don't pretend, give
Right.
it your all,
Right.
Be who you are with that person so they have no question about the person you are when they hear about you in the street or when they see something different in you that you've already told them, because action speaks louder than words. And that's all I really got to say. So
Yeah.
thank you all for tuning in to Sassy TSX on Sunday. And then check
See,
me out Wednesday at Red Alert. Check out Larry Lott's show on Mondays. Check out the third on Thursdays. And I think the other one is on Tuesday. I'm not for sure. But if you get a chance, follow Out of the Mug, like, share, and Out of the Mug Inc. I'm sorry. Like, share, and subscribe. Please. If it wasn't for you all, we wouldn't be wanting to do this. We do this for you. We do this for us. We do this for you. We do this for the platform because we're all getting it out of the mud. Right, y'all?
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Out of the mud. Y'all going to pull me out.
If loving you, I don't wrong. I don't want to be right.
I don't want to be right. All right, y'all.
And
Thank y'all
y'all
for
wrong
tuning
as
in.
hell.
Thank y'all for
See,
tuning in. Peace and
that's the problem
love.
right there.
See y'all
That's the problem.
later.
Bye.